So welcome to class. You'll see I'm quite close up. We're going to have mainly a floor-based class today because we have, and I don't know whether you felt it, we have a supermoon and an eclipse today. And we often talk about the energies of a full moon. And this is called a super flower moon. I'm just reading from something that I found, and it's in Sagittarius, if any of you follow that. It's a super blood full moon, doubles as a lunar eclipse. So it's extremely potent, and we often talk about the heightened energy around a full moon. The eclipse falls very close to the nodal degrees that are being aspected, making it a fated time to release and end situations. So as we know, those kind of energies are good for beginning things and ending things. Being that the moon is in a fiery Sagittarius, it's a guarantee that emotions will be burning hot and extremely heavy as we move on from toxic situations that limit our autonomy or personal freedom. And Jupiter is the ruling planet of this moon, is new in Pisces, which will add more sentimentality to the cosmic soup than expected. Wow. So lots going on. I've really felt it. In fact, I wanted to stay in bed today, to be honest. There was so much energy flying around my body, I didn't want to get up. But anyway, so we're just going to keep it gentle. Just going to take in that full moon energy and make sure that we don't overdo it, okay? Because as it said, it's very, very fiery. So if you come to seated and close your eyes and bring the backs of the hands onto your legs. Lengthen through your spine and soften your shoulders. And then just take yourself through the last 2 or 3 days, because this energy builds in the 2 to 3 days before a full moon, and just see if there was anything significant where maybe you felt you acted differently, or there was a little bit of fire on top of a situation. The good thing is we know that it subsides and goes away again, and it's also good to know the reason why it's here. So let's gently move through our breath work today. We're going to bring the arms in front of us with the palms facing. We're going to move the arms to our breath, just to make sure we sort of feel that there's a kindness as we move into this breath work. So when you're in breath, take the arms out to the side, opening your heart. Bring the arms above your head. And then as you breathe out, take the body over towards the left into a side bend. And then when the pause is there, come back up with your arms forward, and on your next in-breath, take the arms out to the side and above the head. And sliding over into the right side, into a stretch. Okay, so off you go, working with your breath. Opening your heart to this energy. Being kind, being calm. Keep going. Settling into your practice, warming up. So wherever you are, finishing that round, and then one more to complete that practice. And when you're finished, bring the backs of the hands to the legs again. Just feel into that movement, to that breath work. And now with a nice long spine, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Feeling the stretch, softening the other shoulder down. And then taking that left arm and bringing it around so that the hand comes onto the ear. And then gradually just drawing the head closer towards the ear, towards the shoulder. Now push the head into the hand. Feel it tighten up through the other side of the neck. And then release and soften in. We'll do one more, so push into the hand, hand into the head. And relax. Very slowly bring the head back to center and release the hand. Bring the chin to the chest first before you go to the other side. Just have a stretch out through the back of the neck. Bring the head back up and then we're going to go to the other side. So over to the right. Softening that opposite shoulder. Bring the right arm around until the hand comes to the ear. Just the weight will help take you in to a deeper stretch. Push the head into the hand, hand to the head. And release. And one more, push in and hold a bit longer. And release. Okay, bring the arm away and slowly bring the head back up. Opening the eyes and coming off your block if you are on one. Pop that to the side. Right, we're going to bring the legs out in front. Or sorry, the left leg out in front. Tuck the toes. We're going to bring the right leg across into our Wayne Cook. So this will help to calm the mind. It will help to balance it as well. So what am I doing? Left hand just above the ankle. Right hand on the sole of the foot. Nice long spine. Tuck the toes with a straight leg. We'll go for 5. So on your in-breath, draw up. And on your out breath, let that breath go in any way you wish. And when you've finished your 5, switching over. Set your right leg out, right hand just above the ankle, left hand over the sole of the foot, and it wraps around, long spine. Off we go, 5. Just releasing any fiery thoughts that you have on the out breath. Both legs out, long spine. Thumbs and the first fingers together, thumbs at the third eye. We're going to close this loop of energy up. So 3 breaths here. Push the thumbs into the forehead, draw them out over the eyebrows to the outside of the eyes. Push the fingers in and drag them out as well. We're going to circle here at the gallbladder point and smooth down the ears. Just in the field is fine. We'll do that 3 times. There we go. Reducing our fight, flight, freeze response. We may need that at the moment. Fabulous. And then shake it off. Marvellous. Right, I'm going to turn around. You can stay where you are. We're going to hug the knees. And then we're going to take our head backwards and look as far back as we can. And we're going to note that point. So we're going to come back to that after we've done this move. And then bring our heads back. We're going to bring the feet hip width apart. Lean on your hands. I know these mats are a bit sticky, but you're going to shoot forward this left foot. And as soon as the toes pop up, you bring that foot up onto the heel and then you squeeze the toes. Really give them a good squeeze. You can probably feel the first one. Bring the foot back down, drag the foot in, and then just lift the toes. Just the toes. Super. Bring that back down. We're going to do 3. Push the foot, try and push your foot forward. As soon as the toes pop up, come up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the toes. Bring that foot down, drag it back in, and just lift the toes. Lift, lift, lift. Lovely. Let's do one more. Push. Lift the heel. These mats are so sticky. Squeeze the toes. Bring the foot back down. The foot in. Just lift the toes. Lovely. Relax that foot. Let's go for the other one. As soon as the toes pop up, onto the heel. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Foot back down, drag it in, and lift the toes. Really lift the toes. Okay, relax, and then take it forward again. Off we go. Good squeeze. Lift up. Bring that foot down, come back in and just lift the toes. Right, relax, and let's go with the last one. Push forward, lift the foot. So it's as soon as the toes pop up off the floor, you want to bring the leg up. Bring the foot up even. Okay, off we go. And then lift the toes. Right, bring the heels back in, hug the knees. See if you go straight to that point or if you go further back. So you can see, well, I've gone a lot further back, so you can see the effect of stretching out the toes and working on the toes, how much it releases right up into the neck. Super. Okay. So from here, we're going to swing around. We're going to come onto those toes that we've been working. So sitting on the heels. I want you to be really careful with this, especially with your toes, because we're going to work into the toes, okay? Your weight comes forward just a little bit. You can either have your hands on the thighs or have them on the floor. And then you tuck in the belly and you lift the knees. So the first one, be really careful. So you've got your ankles to be concerned about, you've got your knees and you've got your toes. So this should stretch out the front of the ankles, all right? You don't want your weight going backwards, otherwise it's going to put a lot of pressure through those heels. All right, bring that down. Super, we're going to do one more. So either fingers here, or you can have them on your thighs, but just, if the fingers are on the floor, it's quite nice because you can control it a little bit better. So lifting the knees up. Okay. And bring them down. Come onto all fours and give those toes a tap out. Right, widen those knees. Bring the big toes together and sit back into a wide knee child's pose. We're going to bring the temple to the floor. So if your bottom pops up, get your block or a cushion underneath, okay? So the right arm is going to scoot in front of the left knee and the palm is going to be face up. So this is where the temple comes to the floor. If the bottom pops up, bring something underneath that. So this left arm is really going to swing around and see where you can get it to. So it might be in the small of your back, it might be onto your thigh, okay? So we're stretching out and working into the shoulder. So this top shoulder, if you roll it and open it up, maybe you can look a little bit more towards the ceiling. If it feels comfortable, bring the breath into the belly, because here it will get a marvelous massage into your digestive system. And to add to the breath, the out breath you can soften in. Really feel all the tightness that this position is bringing is softening up, relaxing. And take all the tightness out of the body, so if we do find ourselves in a conflict situation, we've not got so much tension, so much fire in the body to start with. Okay, so unwind that arm. We're going to come to the other side, so excuse my back. So this will be the left arm coming through to the right. Temple to the floor, a big swing round at the other arm. See where you can get that. And open up that right shoulder and look up. Or you can close your eyes. Come back to the breath in the belly. Okay, unwind that right arm, push yourself back up, and we'll come onto all fours. We're going to keep these knees nice and wide, and I don't mind where the feet go, they might come in, they might go out, it's up to you. And then the fingers are going to turn outwards, so they're going to turn outwards. And keep your wrists underneath your shoulders, okay? So we're going to do 5 cat-cows here in this shape, all right? So be careful. When you're in breath, drop the belly, lift the chest, look into your third eye between your eyebrows. And on your out breath, tuck the belly round the spine, tuck the chin. Just be aware of the different sensations with this different arm and leg position. Keep going. Really feel as though you're traveling along the spine as it moves with your mind. When you're finished, bring the knees in, tuck the toes. We'll come back for balance. So use your hands to bring you back. Okay, nice long spine, lifting up. Interlace the fingers, and then we're just going to move around and work into the wrists, work into the elbows, and work into the shoulders. Just so we can release them after they've been in that strange shape, but it's good to work through the wrists. Okay, So let's come down onto all fours, release the toes. And I'm going to shoot the right arm forward in front of our mat, bring the left arm across, and the forehead comes onto that forearm. Then you keep going with the right arm until you've got your full stretch. Drop your belly and your heart towards the earth. Take the tailbone up towards the sky. And know you're connected to all that energy around you. You can still have an ujjayi breath in your practice. It's quite nice when we're moving slower to still use it. And slowly come up and switch ourselves around. So the left arm forward and the right arm across. There we go. Big stretch for that left arm. Settle in your torso. And come back to your breath. Okay, bringing ourselves back up. And then we're going to slide ourselves onto our front. Okay, so onto your forearms, and then just shoot your legs back. Elbows under the shoulders. Push the toes into the floor. Tuck your belly, lift your chest. Soften your shoulders. Feel the front of your body stretching out. And again, return to your breath. So from here, we're going to lift the left foot towards us. We're going to hold on to that kidney point. So top of the foot, our hands over the top of the foot. The thumb goes into the kidney point on the sole of the foot. Bring that hip down. Look forward. While you're here, you can massage that kidney point. So it's just below the pad of the foot in the middle there. So it's getting much nicer to do our barefoot walking, isn't it? Now the temperature is up. The grass is still quite wet, but it's quite nice in the mornings. I am finding I'm bringing in a lot of grass though, especially if it's been freshly cut. But hey ho. Nice one. Let's switch sides then, so releasing that. And lifting the other leg up. Here we go. Find that kidney spot. There we go. Ujjayi breath, you can carry that through the whole practice. As we release the triple warmer hip rock, so the palm, palm, forehead on those and rock the hips. As rocky as you want to make it. Okay, come to a stop. I'm just going to move down my mat a little bit. So, bring ourselves into a star shape with the arms and the legs. I think we've got just enough room. Chin on the floor. Make sure you tuck your belly as we lift up. Okay, so on an in-breath, you're going to lift everything up. Lift from the chest, not your face. Stay here for a whole breath. And then come down on an out breath. When you're ready, come up on an in-breath. You do an out, and then an in. And then come down on an out breath. One more. Lifting up. And release. When you're ready on your out breath. Okay, so let's find a downward facing dog from here then. Push yourself all the way up. Bring the hands right under the shoulders so you can start that push. And then find your way there. And walk, one heel and then the other, just making sure the back of the legs are nice and stretched out. Just slowly from one to the other. Lovely. Right, both heels down, tailbone up, fingers lovely and wide through the shoulders. From here, we're going to scoot the right shin forward into our tiger. Bring that leg all the way forward, hip width apart, and shoot the other leg back. From here, either with your block, walk your hands in, so they're more or less up by this front knee. Or bring your hands up, tuck the elbows in, widen through that heart space. Engage this left leg fully. Okay, it really will help to keep the balance and clear. Find a focus. Settle in, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Okay. Let us release into a child's pose. It's nice to feel the impact of a pose. So compare your left and right side. Come up into your downward facing dog. And then shimmy that left shin forward. I think I've got a helicopter outside. Okay. Right, settle in with that back leg. Wherever you would like the hands to be. Just slowly find your way there. Engaging that straight leg. Tuck of the belly. Find your focus. Nice Ujjayi breath will hold you in steady here. Okay, bring the hands down, another child's pose so you can feel both sides now balanced. up onto all fours and then swinging the legs around. I'm just going to move myself. We're going to do a log stack with these legs. So have your right leg underneath and the left leg is going to come on top. If that's not accessible, you just have one in front of the other, more or less like an easy pose, okay? If this is accessible, have a little tuck of the toes and you're feeling as though you're sort of stacking the legs up. All right. Hands at the heart. Going to come to eagle arms, so on your in-breath, widen through the heart space. And on your out-breath, one elbow in the other, you choose, wrap around or backs of the hands together. Soften the shoulders straight away, but still feel as though the crown of the head's moving upwards. Now there may be several elements here that make the breath want to shorten, so really focus on the breath still being nice and long and the out breath softening, where you can really feel it talking to you. Your body wants to have that conversation. Pull back, come out, but just settle in. Unless it's hurting, you know you're safe. You can use the in-breath to expand into the tightness as well. If you want to take the arms deeper, push the elbows forward and just bring the fingers upwards. And your next in-breath, take the arms out like the wings. And relax the hands down because we've got to switch these legs. If you've got one in front, then switch forward and back. Otherwise, bring the other one underneath and stack the other one up. Little tuck of the toes and rearrange things. Bring the hands back. In breath, take the arms out. And the other elbow, and in we go. Again, being aware of the tightness, using the breath. We just want to be sure to reduce that fight, flight, freeze response. We want to take the stress, the tension out of the body. So we can cope with this elevated energy. At least we can control ours if other people around us don't have that facility to do so. Go deeper, push the elbows forward, fingers up. Just make the shape that your body will allow it to make. On your next in-breath, take the arms out. Lovely. And release. Let's release these legs. Bring the feet wide and then you can lean back and do some windscreen wiping and I'll just free those knees off. No speed involved, just get them moving again after them being steady. Okay. Okay, so find your block, swing your legs round, and if it's okay for your knees, sit like this. Okay. Now I'm going to turn around because I want to show you something with the hands at the back. We're going to do a reverse prayer. Okay. So push the heel of both hands away So you make as much space through those shoulders as you can. Shoulder blades together and bring the palms together. And then you're going to trace the fingertips up your spine. So the thumb starts, then the first finger, then the middle finger. And then you've got the little fingers against your spine. If the shoulders don't want that to happen, you can cross over and you can hold onto the elbows. Okay? You're tracing up. From here, you're going to take your elbows behind you, if there's any room for that, because what will happen is the palms will come closer towards each other. Feel the chest opening. Opening but not lifting, so the ribs are still deflated, they haven't inflated and lifted themselves up. Not going to stay here long. Very slowly, completely in reverse, and bring yourself out. Give the wrists a shake while I turn around. Lovely. And then bring those legs out in front of you again. So we're going to bring the arms on the inside of the knees. We're going to feed them through. Okay, just see where they get to. Fundamentally, we're going to come into a forward bend. As a passive forward bend, not a big stretchy one. Okay. If the arms don't like that, you can just bring them here or you can take them backwards. Okay. So if you're coming with me, we're just going to go under. And then we take the feet forward. So we just sort of shimmy them forward gradually. And what they'll do is they'll bring the spine forward naturally. And then we close the eyes. If your arms don't like that, you can have your hands behind, which means you can just like rock in. If that feels particularly uncomfortable, you can bring your forehead onto a block. You can bring the arms forward. I quite like them behind if I'm not going to thread my arms through. Just make it yours. But the idea is that the whole body is softening in to this more passive forward bend. An opportunity here to soften the jaw, to relax the tongue, to let the cheeks go, the forehead relax. Sort of feels like the face is making its way to the floor. Like the skin is relaxing away from your face. So finding your safe way out. And then from here, we're going to find our way onto our back. So make sure you've got a block at the top of your mat. And today we're just going to bring ourselves down. So just gently down, okay? Bring your legs into your butterfly. And just take the arms out to the side. feeling into the hips. And then just start to rock. So the outside of the legs just touch the floor. So bring the right knee over to the left for a twist. Turn your head to the right. Now we're still working with the gallbladder, the organ of the springs, and that, or a point, is behind the knee. So if you want to straighten this top leg, bring the hand behind the knee. See how that goes. You're working with all the softening. Everywhere that you can feel it, every time we go into a pose. Calming the busyness of the mind, which also picks up when there's more energy from a full moon. You know, the energy is everywhere in our body, in our conversation, in our thoughts. So in this slower class, if you're finding the mind difficult to settle, you know, that's why. It's fine. Each time it gets active, just come back to the breath, or be completely aware of where your pose is. So bring the head back and bend that top knee and find your way back to your butterfly. And then just start to move around from side to side. Just going to move on my mat a little bit. And then stack the left knee onto the right. And turn your head to the left. So if the stretch feels okay, you can straighten this leg. I haven't got enough room, so I'm just going to bring the leg up so I can get behind the knee. All right. Okay, bring your head back and then we'll slowly come back. And just rock those hips again. Last time. So we've been working with the emotion of anger. And normally we do that element with the sound of shh standing. We're going to try it here today. So bring the knees together, feet hip width apart, just so the legs are comfortable. And then either with your eyes open or closed, we're actually going to pick the anger from our body. So you can just go wherever you like. So you're picking the anger out. Now on in-breath, bring the arms above your head. And then throw the anger away as the arms come down to the sound of shh. So picking the anger from our body. In-breath, arms up. Then let go. One more. need to remember what the anger is, just know it's so. In breath, arms up. And down. Close the eyes, just feel into what you've released. Sometimes you can feel that energy moving in the body, maybe a bit of tingling or something. Okay, make the hands into fists, and you're just going to massage at the bottom of your ribs, your liver meridian, that's the other organ we look to support. So all around there, I normally do it with my fists. Okay, and then up into happy baby, so with or without a block. And we're going to massage the toes. So we're going to take hold of the big toes, just massage around the nail bed. That's the other end of that liver meridian. In fact, there's several meridians coming off the big toe in different places, so you could go all around that part of the spine as the outside of that as well, I think. If you have reflexology, you'll know a little bit more about that. And then you want to go to the fourth toe, and again, give that a good massage. That's the other end of the gallbladder. We did the outside of the eyes, we've done the behind the knees, and we've ended up here. Fabulous. All right, full happy baby then, holding on to that kidney point and soles of the feet again. Or you can have the ankle, or you can actually just chill out with no arms at all. I'm going to sneeze, so I can put my feet down. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And just massage into that kidney point again. Just making sure there's no blocked energy. And then bring the feet down. Full stretch. You've already got your block there, or if you haven't, bring it there, or just do a nice full stretch. Okay, bring the arms back over, walk the legs in. Make any other movement that you wish before you come into relaxation, into Shavasana. So find a comfortable position. Shavasana, arms out to the side, there's some space. Legs out straight, space between the heels, closing the eyes. There's always an option to be seated if you wish. So feel into the physical body if there's been a release of energy. Does it feel calmer? How about the mind? Have the thoughts softened? Has the busyness subsided? Allow the breath to relax. So our visualization will be our full moon. I'd like you to take 3 slow breaths, and on the exhale, say to yourself, I feel safe and relaxed. 3 slow breaths. I feel safe and relaxed. Imagine now a clear full moon. And see it appearing just above your head. The moon is shining brightly. And the moon is shining cheerfully. And see it sending out gentle, lustrous rays in every direction. And feel now that you're basking in the loving embrace of that full moon. Visualize the brilliant moonlight showering all over you and within you. Now open up all the pores of your skin to receive the moon's positive energy. And feel every cell in your body rejoicing and rejuvenating in the healing light of the full moon. Now let the dazzling white light penetrate all of the darkness. Feel your stress, anxiety, worries, fears dissolving. And leaving you with a deep sense of peace. A deep sense of harmony and calm. Rest for a moment in this tranquil state. So give thanks to the moon for its generosity. Then allow the visionation to fade away. And allow that peaceful feeling to infuse your activities for the rest of the day. And return to your breath. Feel too how tranquil the breath is in this state. Lengthen into the breath now. And bring movement into the hands and the feet. And bending your knees, rolling onto your right side. Hands under the head for a pillow. Just be aware of the effects of the moon. Pushing up to seated, hands at the heart. Namaste.